morning, New Jersey. I am your host, Liz Vanderchuk Novello, and I'm here today, super excited. Episode 9, just walked in from a inspection, and now I'm here with Neat Method, and I can't wait for you to meet Jennifer and Erika today. So please welcome them to the show.
Hi.
Good morning. Thanks
Good
so
morning,
much.
New Jersey.
Thank you so much for joining me. First of all, I think when you're a mom and you're living during a pandemic, you realize that having organization is key to get through your days. But also just be in the real estate world when prepping for a house. There's so many reasons to be organized, and I can't wait to hear about your story. And so I wanted to take a moment for you to introduce yourselves to Good Morning New Jersey land and share how you started in the Neat Method.
Hi, I'm Erika. This is Jen.
Hi.
I like to read the paper. Jen likes to get the news from me. No, I'm just kidding. We are roommates from Boston College. We roomed together for 4 years, and we were both from New Jersey. We actually met in June of 1991 when Jen walked up to me on campus and said, at our orientation, and said, "Do you want to be roommates? Because you never know who you're going to get." And we hadn't really, that was the first time we met. And so we moved back to New Jersey. We each had our own career paths. I went to law school. Jen went to work for Clinique Estee Lauder in New York City. And we both had started growing our families. I have 3 kids. Jen has 3 kids. And we both took off time from our jobs to raise our families. And fast forward about 10 years, in 2015, I was looking on Instagram because my 14-year-old son at the time wanted it and I didn't know what it was. So I signed on, I opened an account for myself, and I found, you go down the black hole sometimes with social media. So I eventually found, which has a happy ending, it said, "Would you like to own Neat Method in your city?" And as a mom that has stayed home for 10 years, I said, "Oh, I can't do this by myself." So, which was the best decision I ever made. And I called Jen and I said, "Jen, look at this cool company that just started in San Francisco 5 years ago. They're growing, and I think we should apply for the New Jersey franchise." So I ran over to her house. We filled out all the paperwork. We went through a pretty extensive interview process, and then we were awarded the franchise in 2015. So that's how we found Neat Method.
Sorry to even interrupt. Just the fact that you found, so was it an Instagram ad?
Yeah, it was the Instagram page.
Instagram ad. And so
no, it wasn't an ad. It was their site.
It was their post.
Yeah. So you were just looking through and you found them, stumbled, and you saw that it was some organization. Were you organized people previous to the Neat Method?
Jen can answer that.
I am. Erika is.
I'm a convert.
She's gotten much better.
For everybody out there.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm a reader. I don't really like to dabble.
She likes to read, and then I'll come over and straighten her house.
And so here's the thing. It's so interesting. So I always find it fascinating, and I found it within myself. When you stay home, regardless of what you did prior, you were an attorney. And the fact that you thought that you couldn't do it alone, and we're moms, I think moms are able to do everything. It's there's never a day that's the same. Everything's different. You're always trying to do the best. So I find it so fascinating, and that this is something that I want to speak on always, is that we can do it even if we took a moment to raise a family, that we have it within us. Because to be an attorney, not everybody could be an attorney. That's not an easy, to get your go through law school, right? Mm-hmm. So I love this idea that you just walked up to introduce yourself and say, "Do you want to be roommates?" And instant connection. instant connection.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you can get, and look what you ended up with. So
and then Jen, true to the neat method future that we would hold someday, was like, now let's get matching comforters and this and that. And I was like, okay.
And I cleaned the dorm room. Yeah,
I was a biology major, so I was like, sure.
So did you ever have any entrepreneurial background, or like, did your family's own business? What made you think like, okay, we'll do this part?
No, her father's a lawyer. My father's a doctor.
Well, Jen had.
I tried Arbonne for a little bit. I tried Stella and Dot for a little bit, and it's hard by yourself. I have to say, it is hard by yourself when you have a partner, to check in with every day and motivate and say, okay, today we're going to do this. Today we're going to do that. When it's just yourself, other things can take over sometimes, especially with your kids. And I think that's what Erika meant, with your kids, that you can't do it alone, because you don't know if you're doing something and then all of a sudden something comes up with your kids that you have to do that goes by the wayside. So being partners, and friends also, I don't think I could do it with a partner that I didn't know, because we know each other so well that we can really just cover for each other when we know each other needs it.
Yeah, I think it's just like any other relationship, like a business relationship. You want to get into with someone that you know, that you trust, and like every other relationship, we have our ups and downs, but we keep to the pillars of like trust and respect, and that brings you back to a successful business.
Yeah. Sure. So you went through the extensive paperwork. Then what?
And then we basically went on every job for 3 years by ourselves. We were the face and the hands of Neat Method, and we learned the business, and it grew little by little each year, because we originally started it and our kids were young, so we still wanted to be there for them.
Of course.
But I think moms these days realize that the minute your kid hits middle school, it's about their friends, not you anymore, which is totally natural, and that's what you want it to be. Independent kids is all our goals, right? Yep. So then it started, we were able to invest more time and energy in the business, and we were able to hire amazing organizers who are just like us. They're on our website and on our Instagram pages. And
how many do we have? We have four organizers. Team of 4 organizers.
And they're all moms who wanted to get back into it, and they've taken on more responsibility as they've been with us. Now they're also the face of our business, and show that you could run a business with a big team of women who have been out of the workforce, and it's very successful, and it's very rewarding for them to be involved as well.
Sure. So do you guys all go together on one job, or do you split it up?
Usually it's 2 organizers per job, but if it's a bigger job, sometimes there's 4 of us, or if there's a move, sometimes we'll do 6 of us. And we'll jump in.
And so who was the first customer?
A woman. No, the woman in Hoboken.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And how did they find you?
Well, we have a confidentiality agreement with our clients, so we're not allowed to say names. But most people that find us are, we did a lot of marketing with real estate companies, and we have partnerships with interior designers and real estate agents who need us when their clients need to get their houses ready and things like that. But our first client was someone that found us on Google, because we find that the people that want us the most are the people actively looking for organizing.
Right.
Yes.
Correct. So what other social platforms are you using to gain some business, or how is social media helping your business?
Well, we have our own New Jersey Neat Instagram, and then Neat Method Corporate has their own Instagram. And then we have Facebook, and we're on Yelp, and we're on Google.
We like to use our New Jersey Neat Instagram for our personal jobs, so that people can really see that it doesn't have to be the showcase home, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, we have the garages that are packed to the gills, that people have lived there for 25 years.
I have like bikes and scooters, and oh my God, I'm organizing, reorganizing. Do you ever go back to the same house?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it never ends. And Google and Instagram have been really, and agents, I'm sure, real estate agent, interior decorators. Are
interior decorators,
mm-hmm. Are probably Instagram really serves as a good portfolio. So when you get the interest off of Google, for your business, you can say to the potential client, like, check out New Jersey Neat for the jobs that we do, what to expect, and maybe they can see where their job fits in, or they can see what products they like and where they envision their goals to be for their house.
Did Neat Method teach you how to do the marketing, or was that something that you learned along the way?
A little bit, but we kind of did it ourselves.
I think every franchise has their own owners and, I guess I would say, like, personality. So we do. And there's some things that are similar. But.
And are you the only Neat Method in New Jersey?
Yes, we have the whole state pretty much.
Tell me a little bit about.
There we are.
There you are. Tell me a little bit about being part of a franchise. I've never been part of a franchise. I don't really know much about it. What has been a lesson that you wish that somebody told you before entering a franchise?
I think it's all positive things.
Yeah.
I think if you have the right franchise, like Neat Method, there's really nothing that, everything I find out along the way that we've discovered is just keeps growing on the plus side.
Right. Like, we talked to there's two other women that launched the same year we did. They were in our launch group, and it's Denver and Milwaukee. So we have a daily chat with them, and they both run their own business.
Daily?
Oh yeah, we do Marco Polo with them. I don't know if you've heard of Marco Polo. It's like a talking app.
Yeah.
So but we talk about our businesses and what we do, what they do. So, and we actually have access to the entire Neat Method franchise, all the franchise owners, which is like over 80 at this point. We have chats with them, and you can ask questions and about your business, about products, about clients, about your contractors, so we have access to that. And I think that's what makes us special, working, with such a nice group of women. There's all pretty much, it is all women. All women business owners. And you can just, do what, they're doing that in, Milwaukee. We're going to try that too in New Jersey. So it's good because it's not just us. It's the whole country.
You're part of a bigger entity, and it feels good. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's a good feeling, I think.
I just want to thank Mitch and Kat, Melissa Sawyer, and my friend Crystal, who's always tuning in and supporting Good Morning New Jersey. I think you're going to love this episode. What is your personal favorite space to organize?
I like a junk drawer in the kitchen.
Does everybody have one? I feel like I might have two, guys. I'm not going to lie.
Two. Some people have two.
We probably get you down to one.
Yeah, we can get you down to one.
What is... So yours is the junk drawer. What is yours?
I love the junk drawer.
Oh, I love doing toys in playrooms.
Yeah.
Because I love the satisfaction of making the one toy all in one place and finding the pieces and then labeling so that little kids can start reading. And I made the mistake of not being organized with my kids when they were little, so I always try to say, "Don't do that. Don't do the same thing I did." They will know. You cannot go to hockey until these toys are put back in the bins with the labels. You could read now.
Do you feel? I'm always so curious about this. I grew up with Russian immigrants who I didn't have a lot of toys. I mean, my mom probably is watching right now and she's going to say, yes, you did. But like, we didn't have too much. Do you find in the years that you've been doing this, kids just have such an abundance, right?
Yes.
Too much. We even say that.
Yeah.
Bin these toys up.
In the 80s, we ran outside for hours.
Yeah.
I know.
These kids have so much. And I'm finding that with the pandemic, my children have played less than I'm willing to admit with actual toys. Like, yes, we do game night. But because they're not in full-time school, because they have two full-time working parents, they have been on electronics. And I'm looking around there are children that would love these toys. Do you guys ever purge the toys or items that you find during your job?
I say bin up half the toys, put them in the attic or the basement, and then when winter comes, switch them out. Like, I'm a big proponent of that.
My dad's watching. for the first time, I think. Sasha Vaynerchuk. Yes, you did. I had plenty of toys. Most importantly, Dad, I had a ton of love, and that's always the most
It's
important.
more important. Yeah.
So what have you helped them donate though? Like, because I feel like that's such a lot of people don't know what to do with the actual excessive stuff that they have.
Yes. We donate clothes, toys, and we help the client do that. You know, when they've been like, oh, I know I want to do this. They've started a bag or an area in their house, and then it just sits there. When we come in and do the space, we'll actually schedule donation pickup, or we'll take it with us if it's not, you know, and drop it off ourselves if they have a particular place they want. But we get like the process going and finish it for them since they tried and then couldn't do it.
Yeah, we do everything.
Donation bags really sit sometimes. Like I have a donation bag and you're like collecting, and then by the time you call the company to come pick it up, and then it's still sitting 3 weeks later. So you kind of do from start to finish.
Yeah. And you can set a date for yourself. You can call the company and say, you know, I'm going to have April 10th as my pickup date, and then give yourself that time till April 10th to gather everything, and then it's set, and then it'll get picked up.
It's
so
part of being organized and setting dates. And so what's the number one thing you think everybody should purge right now?
Expired food. But I don't think that there's people are probably more aware of what they have in their pantry now that because of the pandemic.
Yeah, but spices are a good one. Expired spices, because you usually use it once and then
the pantry is
15
like
years old.
The number one space to do, and the number one way to not only save money, because then you know what you have in your pantry, and then you really start to examine your shopping habits, your eating habits, and it's just all around great. Yeah, you know, you're like decluttering your food pantry, then you're even like your daily intake of, you're really like giving it the attention it deserves.
Yeah. And people, they don't know what they have. So they just keep rebuying. And then you look and you have like, you know, 6 cans of chicken broth, you know, that you don't need.
Well, you know, I would say that people have way more than they think. Even when I go through my medicines
bins, too.
I do that like twice a year. It's crazy how much you buy, and then you forgot that you had some of this, and you keep buying,
or you never opened it and it expires, and then you have to buy it again.
How do you think like your being an attorney had helped you do this job? Was there like from your past life, or just
I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I have a good answer for that, because Erika is very good, and I guess she learned this. I mean, I was an English major, but she's better than me at writing. She learned how to really write well and communicate with clients. Okay. And I think that's like her like best thing as far as running the business. I mean, she might not be like super organized, but that doesn't matter because she doesn't need to do that part. The part is like the communication with the client, the way she writes her emails, like everything is like so good. And she just knows how to deal with so many things that I don't. And I think she learned that in law school. And we're like opposite down to, you know, we always say like our hair color just shows like she's a blonde, I'm a brunette. And we always think differently. Like we're so opposite, but then it works really well for us.
Yeah,
yes. But her writing skills and her communication skills, I think, are probably one of the best things you learn.
Well, that's what lawyers do. They try and resolve conflict.
Yeah.
And they also try to tell the client like what to expect as clearly as possible. So that's how it helped me tremendously.
You know what else that I loved, and I found out not from our initial connection, was that you guys help with relocation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, moving is a huge
part of our business. I mean, maybe 14 years ago, I know somebody who used movers. I didn't even realize that people come into your home, pack you up, and do all that stuff. So tell me a little bit about relocation and moving, what your services are and how you help people.
Me. Okay. So if the person is local and they're just moving to another town, we can help them on the front end of their move and the back end of their move. So on the front end of their move, we would help them purge and you know, get rid of things that they don't want to pack for their new house. Because I think a lot of people say, oh, I'll just get rid of that once I move. I'll just move it and then deal with it. It's better to deal with it first. And even the moving companies tell you that too. Because
save money
you don't want to pack things and spend money on things you're just going to get rid of. So we can do that. We don't physically pack anything into boxes that's, valuable. We're not insured for that, but we can help bin up toys and put things in, clothes and things like that with kids and toys.
I think we have a few examples on our Instagram of how we got houses prepared to go on the market. We
love that.
Some days we'll spend 2 days with 4 organizers and it looks. Some people say they don't even want to move after we've been there because we declutter everything. Yeah.
Because that's actually one of my favorite parts is helping. I think, just growing up with parents that have a love of design, like I always like staging. And so then they're like, ooh, I actually like my house again. I feel like I could live here. Organizing, staging, cleaning, purging, all of that helps the energy of your house, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a clutter-free house leads to a better life.
Yeah.
I always talk about becoming a minimalist. I always want to. It just hasn't happened yet. What could you tell stay-at-home moms? What can you tell men and women who are thinking about starting a business, about maybe going into being part of a franchise?
I would definitely say to research the franchise and talk to other owners because that is very helpful when you have someone that's already in it. And that in the beginning of Neat Method, we used to get field calls from potential franchise owners. And I think doing your research first, and then I think it's a great. I don't know what was the last part.
I think it's great to be part of a group. You know why? It's a franchise isn't starting from scratch. It's like kind of there for you, like an outline almost. Yeah, a foundation, and you jump in and you can put your own twist on it to a certain extent.
Yeah, your investment is what they already did.
Yeah.
So you're not recreating the wheel.
Right.
That the brand is there. What you do is there.
Right.
A lot of the things are already there. The product is there.
And they provide a lot of support for us as well. So that helps too, because if you didn't have that, you have to, it is very hard to create it yourself and to find the time.
And there's also huge credibility for brands that have 80 franchises across the country.
Yeah.
Because you're, when people hire us, they know they're getting a credible brand and it makes them feel better. So.
Yeah.
What areas in New Jersey do you serve?
Oh, that's the awesome thing about New Jersey. You could be anywhere in like an hour and a half. Yesterday
I was in Sparta for a listing appointment, and then in Raritan for an inspection.
Yeah,
and then another county last night. So it's just incredible. You really in New Jersey, it's all travelable.
Yeah,
travelable. I don't even know if that's
travelable.
Yeah,
right.
Everything's close.
Where can people find you?
Neatmethod.com, and then you can go to our landing page, which is New Jersey, or New Jersey Neat is our at New Jersey Neat is our Instagram page with our local jobs that we've had.
Ladies,
and
Instagram is how we got connected. So definitely go visit their Instagram page. For me, when I see organized space, it's like, literally, it's so beautiful. Do you feel like, this year, I think during the pandemic, a lot of people wanted to be organized. I think also the Marie Kondo vibe came out this year. We recently in Somerset County got the Container Store. I think that's been a big hit for them.
Oh, that's great.
And just having somebody just like you're sharing about having the foundation of a franchise, having you come to the house. Are there any jobs that are too small? Because I think you'll come.
One of my personal favorite things is when it is a small job because they're on a budget or whatever. And then we inspire them to keep going. That's awesome. Then they're sending us pictures of other spaces. And, nothing happens overnight as with anything. Like if they take it slowly or they start setting a goal for each month to try to do a different space in their house. Yeah. But that is one of my favorite things too. It's not the biggest job, but at the end of the day, it had the most effect on their lives.
Yes.
So I love those jobs. Nothing's too small.
This gorgeous, organized areas.
That was to unpack. Oh, that closet, you have to go see the before.
Yeah.
It's in the slide. Yeah.
Oh,
I think you have to click a couple right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I'm familiar with that.
I mean, everybody's closet looks like that.
Yeah.
And you could start with really organized, and then like 3 days later, as you're like rushing and you realize there's a hole in your sweatshirt and you got to grab something else and you're running late for your appointment. I'm loving all of these. Nothing like a before and after, right?
I know.
Yeah, the before and afters, everyone loves those. Yeah, but when you actually organize the space, we give you tips to keep you going after 3 days. Like, we would say, okay, if you haven't gone through your closet, keep a white bag in your closet. And every time you put something on and you're like, oh, this has a hole in it, or I'm not wearing this, put it in the white bag, and that starts to fill up, and then you can donate it.
I love that you're educating your people too. It's not that you're just coming in, we'll take the job, we'll take the money, and we'll run. It seems like you guys are very committed to your clients.
We say call us anytime, any questions we could answer after the job. We'd love.
If you can't find anything, text us. We'll tell you where it is.
What is and, go ahead.
I was gonna say we encourage them to do the upkeep because we're organizing the space and it's but then you're more motivated. Like once you've made the investment in us to do that type of closet as well, or even a small space, you either get inspired and motivated. You're inspired to do another space, but you really, I mean, it just makes sense. You can't have the organization without the upkeep or
And some people really can't do it themselves. But, we do it and it's easy for us, but they're like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. And then they'll keep it that way.
Yeah.
And so what would be your number one product that you can't live without in organizing? Like, do you guys go to the Container Store and it's like Disney World? It's like,
Disney World.
Want all of this.
I think my number one thing would be the neat labels, because when I wasn't an organized person before Neat Method really. So when I did my pantry, and we put labels in. I mean, my kids put everything back.
Yeah, granola bars with granola bars.
Like I can go in there before
the kids love it. The kids are. I think the kids respond the most to the labels.
Labels are game changers. Yep. Like, and that can riser. Like I would say labels though, because then you know where the things go and they go back there.
And I think a drawer divider, just putting in that first picture on Instagram, just something to put down the middle of a drawer so it's not a big mess across the whole thing. You can put 1 or 2 in there and it just makes sections, and that's like probably the easiest one.
And I'm sure you're really quick to tell people that you can find this on Amazon, you can find it at Target, you can find it at Walmart, you can find it at the Container Store, wherever you go. There's always the ability. Do you ever think there's like, my husband tells me I have an obsession with like bins and baskets, and is there ever too much bins and baskets? Let's just get this straight.
I don't think so.
See, Justin Novello, if you're listening, let's find out how Jersey you are, because the name of the show is Good Morning New Jersey, and I love 2 Jersey girls that were born and raised
when we go to the Neat Method Summit, which is once a year, and this year, unfortunately, it was canceled. It was the 10-year anniversary of Neat Method. It was supposed to be in Napa Valley. And last year it was in Fort Lauderdale. So every year, all 70-plus franchise owners get together, compare notes, learn a little something. We're usually learning about technology and social media and how it can help our business. But every year they're like, your accents.
They think we have accents.
Like, we don't have accents.
God. I know. It's crazy.
But maybe we do.
I went to school in Vermont. And they definitely had a misconception of Jersey. They thought it was like Newark Airport. Meanwhile, I grew up on, over 20 acres. So here's the thing. Let's find out how Jersey you are. Taylor ham or pork roll? What do you call it?
Taylor ham.
Favorite New Jersey native: Frank Sinatra, John Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh my God, it's like a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
For me.
I guess me too.
Do you know how to pump your own gas? And if so, when did you learn?
I hate that.
We're not used to it.
I must have learned in college because we were in Boston. Yeah. And then every time I'm not in New Jersey, I'm like, oh, shoot, I have to get out and do it.
I know.
I love New Jersey.
Yeah, I know.
See, this is why Jersey's good. We don't have to get out of our car.
I know.
No, it's a time to relax. I love getting gas. I'm like,
I always love, you know what a jug handle is when you're driving? I think that's always like, I'm like, you don't know what a jug handle is? Also, when I was in school in Vermont, they would say, oh, you guys are, what exit are you? And it's true. There is an exit. Yeah. So Parkway, 287, 78, 22. What's your favorite?
Well, growing up, I was 145 on the Parkway. So
I was off the Parkway too growing up. Yeah, 135, I think. But I never would answer that question if someone asked me that. I'd be like, oh. But I guess we're mostly on 287 now because we're in the Morristown area. So
do you think that South Jersey is like a different state?
No, they just like the Eagles, which is fine.
That's true. That is very true.
It's not. We go to South Jersey a lot.
Do you go down the shore? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we go down the shore, not to the beach. Down the shore.
We have a lot of jobs coming up. We're unpacking people in our shore houses.
A lot of down the shore jobs.
It has to be done before Memorial Day weekend, or else you might not even have a shore house.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite New Jersey restaurant?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I like one in Summit.
I like the High Lawn Pavilion in West Orange. It overlooks New York City. And
what is it?
I've had a lot of special occasions celebrated there growing up. Yeah. So my 21st birthday, hopefully another one soon.
Wow. Yeah. I got married at the Manor in West Orange.
Oh yeah, the same owners.
Same owners. What's your favorite
beautiful restaurant?
Pizza place?
Oh, I like Firehouse Pizza in Madison.
A big Pomodoro fan in Morristown.
Best bagel.
But the pizza is
yes, bagel. Tell me.
I was gonna say the pizza. You can't go outside New Jersey and get good pizza.
Good pizza. True.
Yeah, not even like nowhere else.
I remember being in Florida at my in-laws, and we got pizza. It was the worst pizza. I'm like, and they missed Jersey pizza. I was like, we'll send it. We'll ship it to you. Best bagels.
Go ahead.
I would say Morris Bagels in Morristown.
I like Bernardsville Bagel Bin.
Yes, so good, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies,
I gotta go there.
It was such a pleasure speaking with you today.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so
motivated
much
some people
for joining us. You definitely motivated me, and I'm so glad to be connected. Hope you all have an amazing Saturday. This gorgeous spring weather is finally here.
Yay.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.